Hey everybody, welcome to BombSquad. I'm Dan Stacy, and you are about to witness my nerdy family and I use silly voices and exploding dice to tell a good story. Janae just noticed David. We're trying to do a quick episode here because we're exhausted and David's sweaty.
I'm not tired.
But he's sleeping over, so.
So
It's a sleepover. I'm kidsless, wifeless, whiffless.
yeah, I like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Just for right now, and then I get to go join them.
Well, let's dive into the next lonely episode of BombSquad. And we dive back in where we left off. The party had exceptionally succeeded, at least on David's part, Iliad's part. The performance at the Liberdade, the tavern and inn of the port town of Drews. They had ended it with some brick dancing and flying up into the sky and some great ending dancing. Meanwhile, Thierry was selling a spiel to some dwarves, which turned out to be a connection, possible ride, a possible job. Also, due to Iliad and Brick's flying antics, they ran into a rather rich family who also offered them a job and possibly a ride. And Arkiro also spotted someone from his homeland who he chatted with, also offered him a job, offered him a ride, and gave him a little information as well on some strange things happening in the oceans right now. And we left with Cinderella Ingrid running off, leaving her emerald slipper behind, which turned out to be Larry, who Sergeant Orin is having drinks with at the bar. And Ingrid slipped off into the night with Mollach, who said they needed to visit a place based on what Felicity and Helga had talked about in a previous episode, about angry shadows rising in this plane, this realm where Felicity and Helga take turns residing in. And Mollach says that's something they have to check out. And last we left off, you had opened your eyes once again in the Sea of Stars, the Nowhere Realm, the Death Plane. And you feel that familiar, icy cold. But just like Felicity said, you can feel that faintest change in the temperature. It's not, warmer's not the right word, but less cold. And the fact that you can hear the singing of the stars, which is something you have always been able to hear, but it shouldn't be this loud in the first ring, the outer ring. of the Sea of Stars. Shouldn't be able to hear it this well until at least the second or third. And there's some dissonance to the melody, something, can't quite place it, because it's always hard. It's impossible to remember the melody, and it's always different the next time you hear it, or at least you swear it's different, because you can never remember it, whatever the stars are singing. But this time there's fear or anger, something in the melody carries something new that's unsettling. You and Mollach stand in silence for a moment, and as you look down at what you know is the beginnings, the edges of the sea on the outer ring, you see your reflection in the water that doesn't make you wet, at least not here. And you remember that in this place, you see who you truly are. Not in a sense of disguises, but in a sense that it's your spirit. It's the true you. There's no hiding behind any masks or any facades. The way you appear in this realm is the way you truly are. And it's been a while since you've seen that. To look into yourself. Do you have a question?
Dying to know. So what do you look like?
That is something only another one who enters the Sea of Stars can see. It's like looking into someone's soul and seeing who they truly are, seeing them for who they truly are, not all the masks they put on themselves.
Or warts.
Or warts. But it's not, it's even inner. Everything inside you is revealed. There's no hiding. There's no hiding anything about yourself in the Sea of Stars, because it's the path to death. It's the path to afterlife. Mollach shakes a little, and you hear that the twinkle of that moonflower that's on his collar. Ugh. I hate being in here on all fours. It's degrading. Ugh. Anyways, we're gonna have to go as deep as we need to see one of those. I think they're Guas. I've told you about them before. Servants of the necromancers, bond slaves, willing sacrifices. Haven't seen one of them in a long time. Shall we?
After you.
He starts to walk forward, and you can hear the ripple as he passes through the water, and you can hear it as your legs walk through it, but again, you don't feel any wet, just that biting cold. And as you walk towards one of the lands, and there's no paths in the Sea of Stars, it's just a sense. You can feel a wind, a gentle wind, and you hear that gentle wave sound, and everything draws itself to the center. Not that looking around you could say there is a center, it's just the sense you have that you're on the outside. And further in, deeper in is where you need to go. And you know that pull is the pull of death as you walk forward, passing by these islands, nearing that one giant shadow, the shepherd, who guides the souls of the dead to their destination and stops those who would fight against the pull. It's a long walk. Both of you walk in silence. Only the faintest sound of the stars singing can be heard, and the slight ripple and wave of water, until you reach the end of the first ring. And as you approach it, you can start to hear the sound of the waterfall pouring over slowly, gently, into the second ring. And as you approach it, the islands that the shadows walk on behind you, once in a while you pass a soul making its way. Perhaps there's one that's fighting against it. And again, they take the form of what they truly are. Some are amorphous in shape, and you can't quite tell when you look at them what they look like. Just gray shadows amidst darker shadows. Others take the form of animals. Some look like what they probably looked like when they walked in the temporal plane. But you can't hide anything in the sea of stars. And whatever is in their soul is plastered on their face now. Just as every time you look down and see your face, you see what's truly inside your heart. As you approach the edge of the waterfall, you feel the wind starting to pick up slightly. And you know it's the pull of death as your spirit wanders farther from your body. Give me one will roll if you're willing to take the leap. Mollach looks to you. Second ring, you've been there before. Are you ready?
Try. Ooh, 15?
Okay. You jump. It's always the most terrifying jump you could ever make as you leap off the edge of this waterfall, Mollach following shortly behind you, the tinkle of the moonflower bell on his collar twinkling with the water as you dive down. And for a moment, you think you're gonna crash into blackness, but then you feel almost as if there's a wind rushing to catch you. Not that it lifts you up, it just kind of scoops you and sets you down and pushes you further in. But you fight against it for a moment. You almost just want to give in and lay down and let it take you. But you resist. Mollach looks at you. You all right?
Yeah.
Easy now. It's only the second ring. We've been here before. Oh. But my paws have started to get wet. The water's now up to your shins, and Mollach it's halfway, it's up to his body. His legs are fully covered, and you're actually starting to feel a little dampness, as if there's like a mist in the sky. It's as if the water's becoming more real the deeper in you go. Here in the second ring, the wind is stronger. The song of the stars has picked up. Still, that dissonance is there and it's haunting. You both take a moment to look around. Several souls pass by you on their way to the final gate, the final portal. And you see two shepherds, one probably 40 feet tall, the other 60 feet tall, slowly moving. It always seems as if they're moving in slow motion. Their arms are far too long for their bodies, almost dragging in the water as they walk. You see one white soul, it almost looks like a woman, but with fawn legs and deer-like ears. And her face is petrified. It's stuck in this petrified thing, and she's turning and trying to run against the wind. She's fighting, and you see the wind like pushing against her see-through spirit form. One of the shepherds walks over, his arms sweeping, and just gently turns her around, even as she fights against it, screaming almost silently, and pushes her into the thrust of the wind that draws you ever deeper in. But as she falls into the water and starts to slip away, an arm reaches out of the water suddenly, a shadowy hand, spiked fingers, and grabs onto her. And this time, you hear a real scream come from her as this darker shadow than all the blacks around that actually blots out the stars and has this shape as if a hunched humanoid figure is coming up with vines or branches coming off of its back, almost as if it's got hair and spines going down it, and it begins to devour the gray soul of the woman as she screams and fights against it. The shepherds both, you almost feel like you hear a sound, this and it smashes its hand down onto the thing, and you see that dark evil shadow dissipate for a second, but then 3 more suddenly jump up and start climbing onto one of the shadows and stabbing it with its spiked hands, and it rears back. Mollach exclaims, I've never seen this. Guas, but never taking that form. Look around. Perhaps he's close. Roll me a perception.
Oh, it's a man. 9.
9.
It did explode?
No.
There's another. Oh, okay.
D6. Good thought. You're panicked and looking around right now. And as you're trying to focus, you almost feel like you're losing your grip on fighting the wind, and it's starting to draw you towards this scene as this fight is going on. It's exactly how Felicity, I think it was Felicity or was it Helga, described it. The shadow, the shepherds moving as if in slow motion, and the guas, they blip in and out. They move erratically when they move, and suddenly are in different places, moving around, and yet the shepherds still seem to be taking hold. But then 3 more guas jump up and climb onto the same one, and you see it. Water splashes up. The whole sea around you ripples as the stars flicker in the water, and you hear the sadness deepen in the songs as this one shepherd dissipates. The other shepherd, though, does this sweeping strike that takes out 3 of them and then smashes down, grabbing hold of one with a shadow hand. It's more of a mitt that grabs and just crushes it. And as you're looking at it, you see when he crushes the one and his hand goes down, you see a gray shadow of a figure, robe and hood. And he sees you. And in that moment, something grabs your ankle. And Mollach screams, "Get out now!" You're gonna have to roll your will one more time.
Gosh.
If you do a legend point, you get
yeah.
a D4, and then you could
That's
just
true.
use one of these.
I don't have one on me, but yes.
Legend point, all right.
Okay, so
She
we'll...
did come.
Wait, so now roll a D4.
We all get to roll one.
We all get to roll D4.
We'll figure out a way to use them here, so go ahead. Well, for sure, Ingrid.
13 to any roll.
You got a 1 again.
Okay, I'm adding 13 to
my
this
D20.
roll.
All right.
I got the most worthless one.
No.
Free defend action
No, we'll figure out a way to use
for
it.
the rest of this.
So,
Oh my
I got
word.
an apple.
Oh, man, awesome.
Okay, but
Awesome. Can I give her my defend?
20 overall.
20, all right, she did the add 13. So,
Positive vibes from the other world.
14 because of the
Going
legend
out.
point.
I changed
14,
my
okay.
Facebook profile picture to like an Ingrid overlay. I support Ingrid.
I support Ingrid. So wait, so it's a 21, right?
It's 20. 'Cause
20.
It was a 19 plus a 1.
Okay, still good.
But a
But
nat
with the nat 1, in that moment, you panic and the wind takes you and starts to pull you away, but the hand holding you starts to grip, and if you had flesh, it would be bleeding as the claws sink into you, but it's this biting pain, and you fall flat-faced into the water. But in that moment, you hear the twinkling and Mollach jumps onto the guas that's coming out of the thing and starts gnawing at its face, and it lets go of you. You're gonna take 3 lethal damage
Okay.
to your soul. And you immediately start scrambling and start running, and he goes, "Go, run!" He bites into it. Brick, roll, well, Ryan, I should say. Ryan, roll for Mollach. Roll a d20 and 2d6. If you want to use your defend now, you can give him basically equivalent of 1 legend point on it.
Yes. So, extra d6.
Extra d6, so you're rolling 3d6.
Come on. Oh, come on. 14.
14. Plus 1 for, it's straight up, it's like adding a legend point. Is what
Oh,
I'm doing.
15.
So
Yeah.
15. Okay. That just makes it.
I'm terrible rolling today.
Whenever you spend a legend point.
I'm never going to spend them.
But that one.
That one did it, yeah. So the Guas is like grabbing onto him and like throws Mollach off, and you're running. You can't stop yourself from running, but you're looking back and you see him just fall onto the ground and shatter. He goes under the water for a second and pops up, and he's reared up. He's almost grown bigger, and there's that shadow of himself again behind him. And then all of a sudden, as he's about to strike, a giant shadow hand smashes down on that Guas that was coming up, and the shepherd looks at you. There's no face, but you can feel the sense of all those souls that make up the shepherd look at you, and it just, there's this force that pushes you, and you see Mollach jump into it as if you can almost see the force that's pushing you, and he jumps into it, and you both ride it, hurtling up the first ring, cross the edges of the Sea of Stars, tumbling back into your body, rolling, and you and Mollach both fall to the ground, covered in icicles, shivering, and there's a layer of frost around both of you. And the singing slowly fades. Because I had 2 things running. And you're back by the wagon. And just as you're recovering, we're going to say you guys are coming back to the wagon from finishing up. You got any other information you wanted from people. Basically, the Liberdade was closing up. Alatar has offered you rooms there for the night. But all your stuff was in the wagon, so you're heading there to get your stuff. And how much do you want them to have seen?
Well, do they see any of the frost, I guess?
I wanted to coordinate that a little bit because it's narratively important. What do you feel like is right for where you want to be?
Perceptions.
All right, roll perception. Yeah. What?
13.
I know. I need music. I need a little. Hold on.
13.
13.
What'd you get?
13.
29.
29.
Whoa.
11. I haven't had a single good roll the past.
Hey, but no
I don't think
combat.
anybody had a nat 20 tonight.
Oh, wait.
Arkiro did.
I'm 26.
I
Trying to
didn't
see
have
my
20.
13.
Wait, hold on a second.
I want to see.
I really want to see.
He's gonna use his d20. What does Iliad have? Did you explode?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, what did I say? I had 29?
Yep.
47.
47. Wow. What did you have
13.
to spend? But what'd you roll on the d4?
Oh, a 2.
So you can add 13.
You can add 13 of that.
Sure. So, what'd I say?
20.
10.
So 26.
Yep.
26.
You did have 26.
Let's see. Give me just a second.
What'd you get, Ryan?
11.
On your D4.
Oh, I gave it to Mollach.
Oh.
Because I got a free defend action, which is
Yeah.
useless for this entire session. We literally
good
have
use.
not gotten in combat.
I know. I'm sorry, but it was a good
good
one
use.
to use.
No, solid
I think.
use.
I hope you feel good about it.
No, I'm glad.
Okay. Oh wait. So now we need to fade up. All right. So, help me. Why does Brick not see? Is he like walking backwards and facing everybody, being like, "What happened?" Or
Well,
how do you want-
where are we away from the crowds? How far
Yeah,
away?
so you guys are, the wagon was parked in there's a stable area where people can park their wagons, and it's a whole separate building. So you guys are kind of leaving the Liberdade to go get your stuff and bring it to the rooms.
I think I'm probably hanging back, talking to Ajax about.
Me.
No.
That's what Iliad thinks. Everyone's talking about Iliad.
What's his name?
Altar.
Tarek?
I want to say Derek, but I know it's not Derek.
I think it was Tarek. We're going to say Tarek for now. I'd have to pull it. Sorry. I should have those notes up. Tanik? Was it Tanik?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Tenix has no house.
Oh, that's good. Maybe we should make that. Anyways.
Just taking this opportunity of everybody else being away, and I can take a step back and
Okay.
without shame, well,
Yes.
there's always shame with Brick, but minimal shame actually admitting to not knowing something and
Okay.
talking about that.
You want to roleplay a little bit?
Yeah, we could.
Okay. Because I think what we'll say is you three are discussing what you all found out, but we can get into that. So let's do this really quick, and then we'll go to them seeing things. Yes?
In the volcano,
Yes.
did you see what I saw? Did you hear what I heard?
No. I will say your brainwaves were erratic. It was similar to when the telepathics are doing things, messing with your head. But I didn't... Was it... Fire women is a new thing for me. Can they do that?
I don't know. I saw someone who looked familiar. I don't know if I could put my finger on it.
Did it trigger anything? Any memories?
Sadness.
Well, we work on the outermost edges of the galaxy. That's part of the job. Not very helpful.
You don't know of any friends that I had? Any co-workers?
Well, normally I'd be able to list the roster for whatever ship you're on. I don't even know the name of the ship right now. It's like something went in and picked out the most important parts and ripped them from me or damaged them. I don't know. I'm an AI. I don't believe in coincidence. It's too thorough.
I want to say the name of the name that was
Yes, that we can't write.
Derek, Tarek.
Tarek. Let's say it's Tarek. Austin, comment below.
For which character?
It's the name.
When I used Lucky,
When he used
to
Lucky.
change the charm to be to get something out of my past instead of just being charmed.
Okay.
Yeah, and he got the name of the person he was remembering.
Okay.
I have to look at my notes. Sorry, but yeah, just roll with it for now.
Does Tarek mean anything to you?
No. I mean, nothing's coming up. But again, more than half is wiped, damaged, or corrupted. I'm working to try and reverse at least what seems to have been erased. Even the damaged parts, possibly, I could reconstruct, but it would take time. Maybe that gnome can help? I don't know. At this point, I don't know anything. Wooden ships. Carriages. Can you believe it? Where are we?
It doesn't matter what I believe.
Perhaps. Suppose not. But where are we? Facts, that's what I could work with. I can't even tell what the stars are. I have no maps for them. What maps I have left, which are corrupted. It's a mess. It's all a mess. If we ever get out of this, we're going to be able to write an entire book. We'll never have to work again. The first AI to have amnesia. Never happened. I don't think. Of course. Faster, this is a mess.
This is more than a mess.
What are they all looking at?
I'm gonna take the helmet off and
Okay. And you guys, while swapping info, as you will, come upon Ingrid falling down, surrounded by a circle of frost. And Mollach, too. They both were just standing there. You thought they were just, like, taking a moment to relax, and they just both fell down.
I'm gonna, like, rush. Wings come out, and I'm just propelling myself as fast as I can to them. Noticing the frost, noticing the ice, noticing just both of them falling.
do I see that?
Yeah, I think you'll pick up when Ajax will say that when our hero suddenly rushes over.
Then the helmet will go back on and I'll boost.
And I'm covering over both of them, trying to be able to, picking up Mollach in one hand, being able to, and cradling him and being able to see if he's breathing. And the same thing essentially with Ingrid, being able to call their names and, you know, that the gentle like shaking just to see if they're breathing, checking vitals as much as I can.
I'm already gonna be talking to Ajax because I'm remembering that time that Mollach got trapped in the wall and I forgot about him. So I'm like already saying, telling Ajax, what can you do? Hey.
Getting close. You see the scanner going on it, and as Arkiro is shaking him, they both seem fine. And if you focus for a moment, Ajax is even able to pick up heart rates. They seem fine.
I'll just slide in.
Yeah. A little burst of jetpack so Tyrion, Iliad, you'll see this as our hero takes off, wings flared. You guys are seeing this, and
Some frost
Brick,
flakes.
There's a little blue light. He slides in. And Ingrid, you wake up to our hero shaking you. Go ahead, Tyrion.
I'm gonna grab Iliad and, like, weapons drawn. We could be being attacked. Shakes Iliad awake. We could be being attacked.
Iliad's just like
sorry,
drunk off of like,
About
Me.
the applause.
and he looks up and in the stars is an Iliad.
Father!
So, go for it.
Cargo kill me if something happens to you. Bonks him on the head, grabs him, drags him over to the cart.
Well, good to go. I wasn't. What's wrong?
You're sitting in your pants are now wet because the frost is starting to melt.
There's that much frost?
Yeah. It's like you wake up on a morning now where there's dew completely covering. It looks like it rained, but it was just dew. That's kind of what it is. But just in this circle around where Ingrid and
Get him out of here.
Ingrid, what happened?
Oh, I'm okay.
You are clearly not okay. What happened?
Put me down, bird.
Come here, buddy.
All right, fine. He hops up. And his tail is like swishing in your face, so you can't quite
Despite,
see.
like, it's still a camera, so it doesn't affect my vision, but I'm still...
Don't-
Ingrid, speak.
We have a lot to talk about. On the next episode of BombSquad.
I was thinking the same thing. That was good. Yeah, we're rapping right there. Beautiful. Tune in next time to see what happens. Check out openlegendrpg.com, heromuster.com to to get started playing right away at your own tables. And also check out the links in our description below for the music, sound effects, and ambience that I use. Great stuff, and you can start using right away. And Inn of Planar Crossroads on YouTube, Greyhawk channel on YouTube and Twitch, and don't forget to check out Great Mustache's Twitch channel as well. And I think we're gonna have a special announcement next episode.
Someone's pregnant.
Well,
Ryan.
Oh, you got me.
Rachel's like, it's your turn. But yes, special announcement coming up next week, so stay tuned for that. And we'll see you next week. Good night.